Alright, welcome back to SOS. I'm Staff Sergeant Badass. Alright. Yes, it's going to be another one of those random videos that everybody dislikes. So, I try not to be random, okay? Try to stick to one topic, but I'm actually going to stick to one topic today, so I won't be too random. This is some more things to think about. This is another one of those sort of a freestyle, I guess. I don't know. I had to take a couple of notes just so I wouldn't forget to touch on certain things. Alright. Okay. Workplace. Alright, so there's get-home bags. We all know about get-home bags. Some of you have get-home bags. You keep them in your car. It's got like your little EDC stuff in it or whatever. And you got your everyday carry, but some things you put in there are kind of attached to your EDC. But, you might have some go-go gadgets in your little get-home bag. You might have some tactical gloves or some tactical gear inside your EDC type, everyday carry type get-home bag. Okay, so we have that. Well, it's something a little bit more down to earth. So, let's talk about the workplace. Alright, let's talk about the workplace. This might be a boring topic for some people, okay? But I have had questions through email about workplace. And I totally like the idea that people have that question and that I can have the opportunity to try and answer it. Now, when I was in the military, we would stand duty, and sometimes when you stand duty in garrison, if you're, stateside and you're standing duty, it's pretty normal. And most people would know what I'm talking about. You would show up in uniform and you have a bag of your stuff that you bring with you. And your stuff could consist of things like a book or a deck of cards. Some people will play spades all night. That's for duty activities. It got me thinking. I'm thinking about way back, when I would stand duty and I'd bring a deck of cards with me, or I'd have a book, or, what would I do if I was stuck there for a long period of time, and I knew I was, and you're not always making rounds, and there is a time to eat, and not all times you get to go to eat at a chow hall or a galley, okay? There's, not always going to be that option. So, bringing with me some pogey bait. For those of you that know what pogey bait is. There's some sailors out there, I'm sure. Alright, so pogey bait, which is like snacks and goodies and stuff like that. You can buy it at the Geedunk. Okay, I'll knock it off. Alright. Yes, it's a Geedunk. Anyway, it's all slang. Anyway, so, for example, alright, I bring like some Twizzlers with me, or some combos, or some chips, or whatever, you know what I mean? Or just non-perishable stuff, a can of tuna, I used to sit and eat a can of tuna, and just straight up can of tuna, or make some sort of makeshift sandwich from it, or whatever. Well, these things for food, so you'd have food items, right? Well, not all sleeping arrangements, if you can sleep, that's another option that we would have, but not going into military detail anymore. Let's just kind of focus on workplace, office. Let's talk about doctors, lawyers. Let's talk about a person that works out in the field. He does fiber optic repair. He's in the middle of nowhere in a work truck. He's in a work truck. He's been climbing up and working on cable lines. You could be a cable guy. You could be whatever it is. Well, inside your truck, inside your van, inside your car, you could work anywhere. You could be an auto mechanic. You could work at a freaking Jiffy Lube, okay? I'm saying that if something bad happens and you could possibly be stranded there, have you considered not just a get-home bag, Because a get-home bag would normally and typically be in your car. Now, what about the people that don't have to keep their stuff in their cars and they do have the option of having a locker room? Some places where people work have lockers, and you could probably afford just a little square space to put say a gym bag that has in it certain items. And I'm going to get into those items in just a minute, but I just kind of want to give you the idea so you kind of get what I'm saying. But these workplace environments that have the option of storing something there. You work at a cubicle, you have a desk, and it's your desk, and you know it's yours. And every day you come to work, that's your spot that you go to. Well, underneath, have the duffel bag slid underneath there. Okay. The reason why I say that is because what if something happens, earthquake, or some disaster, or just whatever it is, a riot. There's a riot in the streets. Whatever it is, and the facility is on some sort of lockdown and they won't let you leave. What if you're a school teacher and you have your desk and you stay at your desk every day and you stuff that gear underneath your desk? And the kids won't mess with it. It's your desk, right? So one more option. What if there's a tornado and it's a tornado drill and the kids and the teachers and everybody, the staff and everybody, are not allowed to leave? And they have that little kit underneath there, right? And then all the kits can be different. They don't have to be the same. But it can be tailored to you. And this is, someone fortunate enough to think prior to and say, hey, what if I can't get to my car? But if you work out of your vehicle, then it can be part of your get-home bag. So you could incorporate these items into your get-home bag that would be more practical if you are that type of person that's on the road. I'm not kind of referring to truck drivers per se, because most truck drivers have that setup inside their trucks already where they can access places for sleeping and eating and stuff like that. So, but it is good. They already have that mindset that they're on the road. But I will get into truck driver Minuteman kits. I will do that one eventually. I am getting into that video. But this is more for people with jobs at work and they go to these places and they stay for a long time, and other options for them. What if they work in a factory? Well, if they work in a factory, then their vehicle is going to be right outside. And there's a good possibility you can get to that vehicle right outside. And then again, some factories have changing areas and locker rooms, and there's all these options for different things. Just keep that stuff in mind. Now, what to have in the bag. Make sure I don't get off track. Okay. Okay, here we go. For example, something you can use for sleeping. A compact little pillow. It's an option. Okay, I'm just throwing this out there. Compact little pillow, or one of those really not super thick, but they're like maybe a wool or something like that. Some type of blanket. You don't have to go out and buy a sleeping bag, but they do make compact sleeping bags that are, I've shown you before, they're real tiny. You can crunch them down real small and they'll fit inside of a little duffel bag. So that would be a sleeping system, right? That would be an option. But what if you don't want to deal with sleeping systems and you want to have a change of clothes? Okay, you could do a change of clothes and a sleeping system, or you could do, say, sweatpants, jogging, a jogging outfit, a hoodie, and like sweatpants type material, jogging type material, but just a hoodie, you can pull over and you can pull it tight so you can kind of cover your face and sleep. And also, if you have the jogging pants, then you slip those on, then there you go. And then have some long socks. Throw in some long socks in your bag. That way you make sure you can seal yourself all the way up and then get some sleep. That's just one way to avoiding carrying a blanket and a bunch of other stuff. And a jogging suit will go under regular everyday clothes. So like what I'm wearing right now, I could literally pull this over a jogging suit. So it's just something to keep in mind. It's another option to avoid carrying a fleece or something like that, whatever. All right. That's just for sleeping gear. Phone chargers are always a must to have at work, just in case, you need to call out and let people know stuff. Having a phone charger is always, everybody knows to keep a phone charger, right? Meds. If you have medical issues or anything like that, and you need your medication, always carry some sort of spare. Now, follow the legal rules with carrying your meds around, right? You know this stuff because you have to take meds, right? So carry a backup for your meds. What if you're stranded and you're stuck there and you can't go home and your meds are at home? Like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? My meds are at home and I'm here. I was supposed to be off at 5 o'clock. It's 8. You know what I mean? Something to keep in mind. All right. And then rotate those meds out. Don't let them stay in the bag for too long. Make sure you keep them up to date. Keep them refreshed. And this goes into other stuff like heartburn and stuff. You got Imodium AD and all this other stuff. Tums, stuff like that you could keep in your bag. If you have those kind of issues, thinking ahead. And I'm telling you, like, Advil and stuff like that can always come in handy. Or, just a little thing of Tylenol. Whatever it is you might need. All right. Let's see. Hand wipes. Hand wipes is another one. I was writing these down as I was thinking of stuff I could put in a bag. Yeah, hand wipes, baby wipes and stuff like that. Clean yourself up. Now, everybody knows that most places have a bathroom. You can go in and clean yourself up. Well, what if they don't have, like, everything? So I'm just throwing in something for you. This is also, if you keep a bag, something similar with items like this inside the bag, fold you up a blanket and keep it inside your car, for example. Just a regular car, a van, a minivan, whatever. You're driving down the road and it's a blizzard, right? And it's collisions everywhere. Fires in California, for example. There's so many different situations. The road has stopped and you're stopped on it and you can't reverse and you can't turn off, and the roads will be clear within hours. So guess what? You go in the back, you grab your blanket, you throw it out, you get your little carry-on pillow for like airplanes or whatever, little pocket pillow. Kick back, relax, pull your book out that you put in your bag and start reading your book, or get your deck of cards and starts playing playing a little game of whatever, and solitaire. There you go. All right, and I don't know why I put this on here, but always bring some sort of towel. Me, I usually bring a microfiber towel. I love microfiber towels, and you can get those things super cheap, like a pack of 3. I always bring some sort of towel with me. And water. Bring a backup plan for water. A couple of bottles of water. This isn't just for your vehicle. This is also for your workplace. Just keep that in mind. And food and snacks kind of thing. Nothing that's going to expire rapidly. Something you can leave in there for an emergency. And it's like, hey, I don't have to break the vending machines open and bust the front end out of them for a 24-hour night stay. I can go into my little bag and I've got food in there. You're not going to die overnight in 24 hours, right? So there's no reason to start destroying public property. Anyways, flashlights. Carry 2 flashlights. Not just one, carry 2. The reason why I carry 2 and the reason why you should probably carry 2, I'm just throwing it out there. People forget. Not everybody's going to be as prepared as you are. And somebody's going to need a flashlight. And if it's, say, an earthquake and the power's out and no one can see and they're screaming everywhere, you have a backup flashlight to hand a buddy or friend or a coworker so that they can go search around and find their way to the bathroom or whatever they need to do with it. Or go find their kids. I was the only one at, there was a daycare watching the kids, and there was a power outage and people were screaming all over the place. They couldn't find their kids, and I was the only dude or person, human, in the facility that had a flashlight. And every one of them were like, I'm glad you have a flashlight. I can't see anything. And the emergency lights weren't working. Nothing was working. I don't know. They definitely weren't up to fire code, that's for sure. But I went around and I helped people see where their kids were at, and they were grabbing their kids and running out. It was ridiculous. It was a mess. And I just couldn't believe I was the only person in the entire building that had a flashlight. 2 flashlights, remember that. All right, I already said snacks at work. Stash the snacks at work. If you're If you've got a place that's like a little drawer, if you're a mechanic and you work in a shop, have a drawer that's got like a Snickers bar stashed off to the side that don't let it melt. You know what I mean? Anyway. Alright, so I already said book, deck cards. Change of clothes, I already mentioned that. And I did say, okay, change, that was the other one. Change and dollar bills, I put it on the list. Keep some change, spare change, some dollar bills or whatever. If you don't want to bring like snacks and stuff with you, you do have access to a vending machine. You know, get yourself a soda or whatever. You never know. It's stuff to think about, right? Most people don't talk about this stuff. I don't know, they try to tell me about that new knife, and I don't want to hear about the new knife. I want to talk about stuff that's like, man, you know what? In an emergency scenario, what am I going to need when I'm at work? And tell me what you think, and just give me some more ideas. If you, this is for me. I mean, I just kind of get on here and run my mouth, but remember, Murphy's Law, right? Murphy's Law. Whatever can happen will happen. You know, and some people out there can't see the forest for the trees. You know, they look too far into stuff, but they dissect it and tear it apart to the point that it's, you know, it's just not fun for them, like it is for us, right? Like it is for all of us. It's okay for us to be prepared. You know, some people just dissect it to the point that, well, why would you need that? You know, you're just gonna die anyway. You know, there are those people out there. You know, I wouldn't. But yeah, Murphy's Law. Anything can happen, will happen. If you're that person that drives a vehicle and that's part of your work, I do have a friend. He travels a lot. He drives all over the place, fixing stuff for people, and that's what he does. And a great option for him to have is a bag, which he does keep. Type of a get home bag. And you know, when you know, if he was in a situation and total chaos was in the middle of the roadway, he's going from one state to another or traveling within the state to other towns and counties. So he could be passing from one county to the next. He doesn't know that the meteor strike just hit, or we just got nuked, or whatever. You know what I mean? He's traveling along. Whoop, there we go. There's a big nuclear warhead in the middle of the road. Look at that thing. You know, I'm just kind of giving you some ideas here, something to think about. It's not just about a get-home bag. You know, it's more than that. We need to think about our workplace and where we work. And, well, when I'm there, what do I have here? And, you know, I've worked some security jobs and all sorts of stuff, man. I mean, I've had some jobs. So if I went to a place, I always had this little secret hiding place that no one knew about. It would be like where they keep the mops and brooms. No one ever knew. And I could open up that mop and broom box at a little area, that little closet, and right there in a shelf with a box, you know, randomly stuck up there, do not touch or whatever. You know, you could put not yours. Hey, look, it's not yours. So just something to think about, right? And that's another option for storage, you know, to hide stuff or whatever. Little squirrel stashes just for yourself. But preparedness definitely in the workplace, because a disaster could hit while you're there, and then you could be stuck there 24 hours, 2 days. I mean, dude, 48 hours, that would just be awful. But you would have some stuff there to keep you entertained and keep you occupied until help arrives or until you can get out of the situation. But yeah, I thought I would share that with you. This is just some more random crap that goes on in my brain. Anyways, alright. So you're watching SOS. I'm Staff Sergeant Badass. Have a beautiful, fabulous, fantastic, sunshine, unicorn, rainbow day. I don't know if I could make that any longer. Anyways, take it easy.